Hi there, and welcome to lesson 3.2, where we're going to be looking at the process of project-based learning and hopefully give you a nice, clear approach that you can take with you and use within your classroom. Let's have a little look at what we're focusing on. The key structure to a typical project, a student project that you're going to be designing, has these three phases. There's a time where our students are exploring their curiosity. There's going to be a time when they are then creative and express new ideas and share new ideas, create things as a result of what they've learned so far. And then, of course, the opportunity to take what they've learned and do something with it, a real world application, authentic action moving forwards. It's very common for project-based learning to have these three aspects, these three approaches. We do them in this sequence because it begins with our students' curiosity. Let's look at some more detail about each individual part. My students will develop inquiry questions during this phase. There's going to be an opportunity for you and your students to explore some different topics and to share and talk about the things that they're curious about. We encourage you to think about how you might use provocation for your students to then respond to. So you might be using some video, some still imagery, or a gallery, or even an artifact, a table filled with artifacts about a topic that they might be able to use as a provocation. Provocations are a really powerful way to engage our students, and they come in lots of different shapes and sizes. Essentially, what we're looking to do here is to develop questions or a challenge that you could explore together, a line of inquiry, or using our curiosity to explore a topic quite broadly. Let's have a look at our creative approach, or the phase where we start to create. Students will generate lots of ideas and solutions if they've been set a problem or a challenge here. They express them in different ways, they express their learning in different ways, and we should be encouraging them to think about what's the best way for me to show what I have learned. Students will be engaging in real-world problem solving, and that's a hallmark or a key principle that we talked about before. What's the essential element here? Well, we develop artifacts to show our learning and our problem solving. So we create or express our problem solving and learning in different ways. Lots of time projects end here and they don't keep going. And this is an aspect that I challenge you to explore. How do you take authentic action? My students go beyond the classroom to take action. They share, present, and engage with real audiences. You might be thinking about students sharing ideas to real-world problems and perhaps inviting a range of people to engage with their ideas and your learning that you've developed over a period of time. These three parts of a project-based learning approach might take 5 or 6 weeks. It might take depending on how long you have across your term, and that's something that you're going to be planning later on in the course. Let's look at some more detail. For each of the sections here, let's look at some of the tools and things that we might use. We might use provocations and stories and data within a phase where we're trying to provoke questions. We might use these things. Here's some tools that we might use: discussion and dialogue, concept maps, Googleable questions. We're going to look at that soon. During the creative phase, you're obviously thinking about representing, building, and critiquing, and perhaps building different artifacts, visual experiences. During the authentic action phase, you're thinking about publishing. You're thinking about maybe pitching an idea, a student or a team of students sharing an idea or a solution with others. Maybe you're doing that in community events or assemblies, or during a school showcase. Perhaps there's a display somewhere in school where you can show off the great work that the students have done. This connects really well with our capabilities that we're building. Lots of great opportunity for creative thinking and critical thinking during this process. For example, thinking about which are the problems that we need to solve, which questions should we be exploring. Obviously, being able to communicate and pitch your ideas and encouraging students to do that is going to help. And we often see projects run together in teams, student teams. When a student deals with real world problems, they're connecting beyond their local community, maybe sometimes connecting to a global community. And it connects throughout all of these last few capabilities in terms of their ability to deal with digital tools and techniques, and being able to build their character as they grapple with real ideas and real problems. Let's look at our reflection tasks. This is a repeat of what we've previously done. This is something that's not new. There's a chance for you to repeat this activity, a chance for you to look again at the connect, explore, and extend and question techniques. Pause the video, go back through, explore some of the materials around the approach or the process, the curious, create, authentic action process, and think to yourself, what's resonated with you so far? What's changed your thinking? What's challenged your thinking? And maybe what are some of the questions that you still have? To finish with, let's just quickly look ahead. If you want to pause the video, come back to this later, then great, and finish your activity. Let's just quickly look at what module is coming up. We're going to be spending some time actually doing the work, experiencing project-based learning as best we can. You're going to explore the importance of provocation. We call this a project sprint, and you're going to be running through it quite quickly. You'll explore provocation and curiosity. You'll practice the skill of developing better questions. You'll also develop ideas and share them in a similar way that your students would. And during the next part of the course, Module 4, you're going to consolidate your understanding of the PBL process. So you're going to learn about project-based learning by doing it yourself as well.